As we mark World Teachers' Day, we continue to celebrate our teachers and the lasting impact they made in our lives.
And it's actually quite often that we wish we could just pause and honour each and every teacher, but we can't.
To some, teachers are secondary parents.
Because not only do they shape careers, they build nations and nurture minds.
One such teacher for me is Constance Dlamini, who was my IsiZulu teacher at Immaculata Secondary School. And yes, she was my aunt, but trust me, guys, I did not have it easy. In fact, I had it worse than others, than other learners. And good evening to you, ma'am, and thank you so much for your time. I'm trying so hard not to call you Zwane, which is something that I would ordinarily call you, but I wonder for you, what does this day mean? Because we are sitting here reflecting on a lot.
Good morning, Bongiwe. Thank you very much for hosting me. Yes, this day we are honoring this day very much, all of us as educators. Remember, all the professions are from the teacher. You can name all the professions. The hard work that the teachers have made, it's out of the teachers. So that is why we're being honored today. This is our special day for us as educators, all of us.
And
it means a lot to us.
And I wonder, because, you know, sometimes we often think about how the education system changes from the time we were in school and now. What are some of the differences that you see for you as the changes as an educator?
I was saying these days there's a great difference between you guys and the current generation. Remember, during your time, you guys, you're not aware about your rights as learners. These days, whenever we talk to our learners, they will tell us about their rights. Remember, the corporal punishment is no more allowed in our school. So we find it very difficult to discipline our learners, in as much as we want them to be responsible citizens. But when it comes to discipline, there's a great difference between you guys and the current generation. And that's where we experience challenges.
I can tell you, Imane, I cannot count the number of times my ear was pinched. Ne?
Yeah.
I cannot.
Yes. But Teacher Constance Bongiwe also told us that sometimes you would catch this sort of underneath part of her arm and walk it to the front of the class when she wasn't paying attention.
Yes. And they were never angry for us, you know. That's how we punish them.
I think, Connie, you need to come.
And they enjoy it because most of the time they were still doing silly things, continuing to punish them, but nevertheless we continue to push them under their arms. But they enjoy that.
It really is such a generational thing, Ma'am Constance, because as you say, things have changed in the way that teachers approach their learners, and also in a lot of cases you see a respect deficit between the learners and the teachers. I know, Kholi, so we decided that we're all going to ask some questions so that we get to know Bongiwe a little bit better, and Kholi's got one for you as well. Kholi?
Teacher Constance, thank you so much for making time for us. I'm interested in finding out how Bongiwe would deal with a low mark or failure in that rare occasion when it did happen. What kind of a student was she? How would she take to receiving a low mark?
You know, Bongiwe was a very cooperative student, but her weak point was that she was very much talkative. You know, whenever you go to class, you'll know that you are going to have a challenge with Bongiwe because she will be talking the whole period, you know. So whenever he scored low marks, you know, he will feel a little bit shy. That day she won't speak a lot. But once she managed to top the class, then you'll hear the voice of Bongiwe. She'll be at the top of the voice.
And don't worry, Teacher Constance, nothing has changed in that regard. But we are joyful to have her as part of our team. And thank you so much for, just want to acknowledge the input that you've made in her life. And she is a credit to the nation. And her star continues to rise. And you had made that investment in her, so we appreciate you.
And I must say as well, before you go, thank you so much for pushing me when it comes to IsiZulu, because we all thought we'll never use it later on in our lives. But right now, it is one of the central tools of my trade. So thank you so much for always insisting that I perfect the language.
Thank you very much, Bongiwe. Thank you very much. Highly appreciated.
All right.
Thank you, babe.
That was Constance Dlamini, who was my IsiZulu teacher at Immaculata Secondary School. Yes, I do talk, and that's why I get paid to talk.
A little bit.